proudest day, and the proudest time, and the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. You know, I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett. That's all was said. I can still picture that run. That was just the best run ever.
Welcome along to Crunching Gears. Conor, we have a special this time.
Absolutely. We've 2 times European champion and WRC winner here with us this evening.
Yes, and Dave Moynihan as well, co-driver extraordinaire as well too. So, yeah, Hayden, the news broke earlier last week, I suppose, now at this stage, that you're coming to Donegal. Looking forward to the event.
Yeah, well, firstly, thanks for having us on. But yeah, really looking forward to it, to be honest. It's certainly unexpected. The whole thing happened pretty quickly while I was in Japan last weekend, actually, and it's always been a rally on my bucket list. A lot of people have talked about it. You know, every Irish driver that comes out here to New Zealand and Australia, they always talk about the Donegal Rally. Seen a lot of things about it online. Just never thought I'd be doing it this year. So yeah, very, very excited to come over and see what it's all about.
Yeah, because I suppose it's like everything in rallying, it happened so quickly. Like this was like just within the hours, you got a call and then suddenly you were booking a flight to Donegal.
Yes. Basically, all happened within 24 hours from the first contact from Marty to booking the flights, and had to change a few plans and make a few things line up. But when the opportunity comes to do this rally, it's an opportunity I'd be stupid to miss. And obviously we're over in Europe for the following week anyway with IPRA Rally. So it worked out reasonably okay logistically to make it all happen.
Yeah, and Hayden, you mentioned there that it's a rally as well known. We've had some really big names over the years come to Donegal. Have you had a chance to look at the onboards?
Yes, I've looked at a couple of onboards on YouTube. To be fair, unless I watched the wrong stages or got the search wrong, I actually thought the stages looked really nice, which was actually part of the reason for me to make the decision that last minute, because obviously everyone talks about really narrow, bumpy, mossy type roads in Ireland, which obviously some of the rallies there are. But from what I've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, Donegal actually looks a lot faster and a lot more flowing, and still bumpy, obviously, and still some narrow sections, but a lot faster than what I expected. And for me, I love fast. Krunching, okay, is different, but there's some similarities there. So yeah, I think it's a rally that we can enjoy.
And
Dave, we'll bring you in there. Like Donegal, yes, it can be a wee bit narrow in places, but it is generally very high speed.
Yeah, traditionally it's regarded as the fastest rally in the country. I think you're one of them at least. High speed technical more so, I suppose, than other rallies. Some rallies are silly fast, but it's straights and chicanes, whereas Donegal is very fast natured, high speed technical, but the grip level is quite good. Even like we were chatting slaggy out with the rain, but generally in Donegal when the rain comes, it's generally quite a high grip level regardless, so the grip is quite good up there. But as regards stage rallies, it's probably one of the fastest in the country. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that they utilise, the amazing coastal routes, we think of Fanad, Knockalla, Atlantic Drive, Malin Head, like it's a sponsor's dream, because the way that those cars are going to look, looping out around the coastal areas. We keep saying Donegal has it all, but it really does. It's a dream for like a sponsor, but also for competitors to be rallying on those roads.
Yeah, you drive sections of here, all legs between Friday and Malin Head, then Saturday when you head up Knockalla, Sunday Atlantic Drive. The sections, no matter how many times you pass them, you still think it still has that wow factor. Even though it's home for us, it definitely carries the wow factor regardless of when you go there or how you go there. So it's here it creates a scene. Just like for me, Tower Head always did that when the IRC or the ERC came. It looked unbelievable from the photographs and from the video footage. But Donegal, no matter what stage you go to, whether it's the crowds in Knockalla or the scenes in Knockalla, Atlantic Drive, that coastal route, Malin Head, Namore Gap, now as well. It's unbelievable the range of stages they have and the scenery it passes.
For sure. And like Hayden, you'll not have much time to do the touristy thing, but you're going to be treated to some fantastic roads.
Yeah, from what I've seen, as I say, it looks to be amazing roads. The weather forecast, long range looks not too bad for Ireland standards so far. Yeah, I think we're going to be treated, as I say, it's going to be an honour to compete there. And as Marty and Dave said, first and foremost, we need to come and enjoy it. Obviously, naturally, you always want to be competitive, but we've also got to enjoy it as well. So, yeah, it's a pretty stacked entry list. A lot of fast drivers, a lot of drivers with knowledge of the stages. So, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew to begin with. And I guess sort of, the beauty of a 3-day rally is you can have a bit more tactics and you can ease your way in a little bit, and you've got time to make up if needed. It's not a 1-day sprint rally, so we do have to treat it like that as well.
And Hayden, from Rally Crudeggy, and it'd actually be familiar with some of your competition. So you would have competed against William Crichton, John Armstrong, Callum Devine. So you a little bit of knowledge there coming to the event.
Yeah, but it's quite different. I've had some people comment to me already over the last few days about Crudeggy and how we had a good result there, and we were maybe ahead of some of the competitors. But it's a completely different kettle of fish in Ireland. The difference being in Crudeggy, we all had about the same amount of experience on the stages. If anything, we actually had more because we'd done the rally 2 years prior. Whereas we're going now into Donegal, where they've all got the stage experience and we've got none. And we know for a fact how much difference stage experience makes. You could effectively say it's half a second a K on well-known stages, and that's a big delta to try and overcome. So, I've got full respect to how fast those guys are in normal circumstances, let alone on roads that they know pretty well. So it's going to be a pretty big challenge.
And Dave, your first time to work with Hayden, Hayden's first time to compete in Ireland. Like what do you do to get him up to speed in such short period of time?
Do your job properly. No, here he's a professional driver. There's no doubt. And Hayden's travelled the world, competed competitively all over the world. So I think just here, from my point of view, it's put your head down and get a good clean recce. Get all the stages seen, noted, DVD work done, and then the rest would unfold as it unfolds. You can't, like Hayden says, you can't. It's very hard to overcome the knowledge that people have in Donegal. I've seen this over the last number of years trying to compete. And even go back as far as 2019 when Callum and Alistair Fisher raced with Craig, who was at that time a professional WRC driver, and he came home and there was never more than 6 or 7 seconds between them. But when you took Callum to the ERC the year after, he struggled to take his speed that he had at home and translate it onto new roads in Europe. So here, all we can do is go there, and most importantly, and here Marty said to me at least, and Marty says things a lot, but when he says at least 20 times in the last few days, it's about having fun, enjoying the experience. It's a privilege to C&M, Marty, myself, Donegal, all Irish around to have Hayden Paddon come and take part in our shows. I'm just blessed to be the one that gets to see it firsthand from alongside him. So here, from my point of view, it's trying to do a good enough job, and hopefully he understands me.
And Hayden, for Donegal, this is a huge thing. We always pride ourselves. We've had world champions come here and one thing and another, but to have the current European rally champion, this is huge. For you to come here is a pinch yourself moment to come to Donegal, because we have spoke before and you said that it was on your bucket list to come to Ireland.
Yeah, for sure. The honour's mine, and I don't think the honour should be you guys. I think I'm the one that's a lucky one here. So, yeah, as I say, I've just heard so much about the rally. I've got so much respect for the Irish fans. We've had a lot of support from Irish people over the years. I get on well with a lot of Irish people within the rally community as well. So to finally now come over there and rally and experience what we've been told so much about is something I'm really looking forward to. And as Dave says, we have to enjoy it and, not get stuck in the moment of competing, which can sometimes take the fun out, is actually just remember why we're here and what we're doing, that we're lucky to do what we do and enjoy it. And if we can do that, then naturally, more often than not, the result will come anyway, if you've done a good job with the recce and the pace notes and the prep, and then just go out and more or less relax on the rally and let the job subconsciously happen.
Yeah, and you're bringing the Hyundai, the full step 2, you're coming with a good package.
To be fair, I haven't driven the Step 2 yet. So last year we're obviously in the previous specification. So yeah, a bit of an unknown in that factor. We sort of have a good base in terms of how we like to set up the differentials and that side of things with the car, which has remained more or less unchanged. But yeah, the geometry is all new. So, but yeah, obviously Dave and C&M team, they've been driving the car all season with Matt, and they've got a good base, I'm sure. So I'm sure we can use it as a base to begin with and work from there.
And like Dave, this is not possible without, like, as you mentioned earlier, C&M.
Yeah, this is Marty McKenna. I'll be honest with you, from it's a never say die or don't lay down thing that he kind of has. And whenever Matt made the final decision last week we weren't doing the rally. Marty wasn't of the opinion we could let Hyundai down. And obviously, there's partners we've had during the year that he wants to try and represent in Donegal. It's a premier event. When you look at it, he's a Hyundai importer for Ireland. For their motorsport cars, and when you have Toyota, Skoda, Ford all be well represented, he didn't want to be there without a Hyundai in the front. So Marty McKenna is the main man and his team at C&M, and all this week, as busy as they are with cars going out and cars coming in, and they've dedicated a lot of time to this project to make it happen. Here we have plenty of names in the car. The car remained largely unchanged from what it looked like in Killarney or the previous events, because those people are keen to stay on board, and they're still. When they came on board, they're kind of on board for a season, so it's nice to fulfil their coverage on the car for what is, to me, the premier event in the country when it comes to Donegal.
And Hayden, for yourself, you'll be on Pirelli tyres, a tyre you're well used to as well.
Yeah, obviously we were with Pirelli the last many years now, but of course we've got good experience of using the Pirelli and the ERC over the last 2 years, and pretty good knowledge of what compound tyres are used and what conditions. So. That's familiar. But yeah, as we say, really looking forward to it. And I would like to take this chance, obviously, hugely thank Marty and C&M Motorsport and also Dave for sitting beside me. Like, this is going to be a big challenge for both of us. But, huge credit to Dave to take on this challenge. And, just hugely appreciative to everyone who's making this opportunity possible, because, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's a true honour.
That's the proudest day and the proudest time and the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett. That's all was said. I can still picture that run. That was just the best run ever.